Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com YouTube channel. It's pretty much what I've been doing for the most part the last 6 to 9 months. So I'm going to show some vinyl, and then I'm going to show some CDs after that in a different video, and then maybe one other video. I mean, I haven't made a video in a long time anyway due to a lot of factors, life happening. So the first one I have here is Honorary Astronaut from Casey Crescenzo of the Deer Hunter. I first heard about this, I want to say the spring or summer. It was like the summer, maybe it's June or July of 2020. And it's mostly, almost entirely all done by Casey Crescenzo, because he hasn't been really, with the members of the Deer Hunter that much, although they just did some kind of live thing together. They got together on a stream on their Pillar, I don't know, Pillar channel, or whatever. Anyway, their page. This is, but this is, I think it's not that much like the Deer Hunter, but at moments it kind of does remind me of some of the stuff on the color spectrum. It was described initially when Casey was in some podcast or interview. It was like kind of him doing music that was more in the vein of like ELO or David Bowie, very 70s retro sounding, and I hear it a little bit, but I mean, maybe it's largely to do with production values and, just the way he writes and records music. It still sounds modern enough. You can see it's like a pink, like a bubblegum pink vinyl. But it's good. I like it. I have not listened to it very much because this didn't even come with a download code that I can tell. But it is on Spotify, but I don't listen to Spotify very much. I do have a Spotify page or an account, but here's the little insert with the lyrics. There's a couple, I think there's 2 videos for it. I think it's EKE, E period, and then I don't know if it was Gold or I forget which other one, but my favorite's probably been the last 2 tracks. The title track is the last track, Honorary Astronaut, and Final Dream Machine. But yeah, the only other people that play on this besides Casey is Gavin Castleton of the Deer Hunter. He plays some piano on Love or the Beast That Looks Like It, and then Rhodes organ or whatever on the title track. And then Aiden Early plays a lead guitar part on Love or the Beast That Looks Like It. So I haven't listened to it, even though this came out, I want to say it was like September or something like that. Or October. It was not that long ago, but it was long enough ago that I just got this vinyl in the mail. Maybe it was less than a month ago. I mean, it was like a month ago, and we're on February 24th, so you can tell when. But I understand, for everything, I'm glad I was able to get it. I'm glad you put it on vinyl. So, another record that I ordered a while back. A lot of these records I'm showing today was this debut album from the Reign of Kindo, Rhythm, Chord, and Melody. This was quite a great thing to finally see released on vinyl. This still remains my favorite album from theirs, just because every song, for the most part, has like a hook, an energy, a moment, a segue, a climax. Especially the let's see, what is it? Till We Make Our Ascent, which is in the middle. I think it's probably the last cut on side B. Oh, it's only one record. Is this a double? I think it's a double. Yeah, because I just opened it. I just got this in the mail last week. But yeah, look at this really nice lyric insert book. This came out in 2008. The Reign of Kindo are a band from New York doing sort of jazzy prog. When this came out, they sounded very jazzy, very piano-driven, although there's definitely a lot of guitar on it too, and especially the drum work, which I should know the history of the Reign of Kindo's, lineups. Joey is the singer and one of the guitarists. He's the one who's been on the band, I would think of the most for this band. Here it is. The drummer, Steve Payton, which he's not the drummer anymore, but yeah, they put out an EP before this, which a lot of people love as well, almost as much. And I mean, I love every record they've done. and they've been known as Kindo also, but heavyweight, you know, I think this is like 180 or 200 gram. But yeah, this still kind of, maybe because it's nostalgia and it was the band, the album that got me into the band. But let's just see here. Yep, this is the Till We Make Our Ascent is the final track on side B. But yeah, this record is just filled with moments in between. Let It Go, Nice to Meet You, the title track, Hold Out. That was the initial track that really, after I was sort of on the fence about them because their vocals reminded me a little bit of like One Republic and stuff. And I was like, I like this. And also some of the cymbals clipped a little bit for me. But when I got into the track Hold Out and the drum work on it was just crazy. The percussion. I was like, oh no, this band's great. So very popular among fans of the Deer Hunter and like Dredge and the Dream Theater fans. And actually this includes October Storm, which I think only the Japanese version on CD included. But yeah, the Reign of Kindo, Rhythm, Chord, and Melody, one of my favorite, one of my 100 or 200 favorite albums of the last couple decades, or of even like the top, would definitely be in the top 20 or 30 of the 2000s, and of 2008, definitely. I mean, I didn't listen to this as much. I didn't know it as much in 2008, but if I redid 2008, which I have done a little bit with, this would be in the top 5 for sure. I love this record. So, all right, another sort of long-awaited, and it kind of completes, unless they're going to release some EPs and stuff like that, their catalog, their sort of somewhat limited catalog on vinyl, Dredge, Live at the Fillmore, and I have, if I can find it, a poster to show as well, but I think it's somewhere else. I'll have to show that in a little bit. But yeah, this is their lone official live album, came out in 2006. Of course, I'm a Dredge fanatic. I ended up flying to see them a couple different times. Was it 2006 that it might have been 2006 or 2007. And I went to Santa Cruz to see them. But this is Live at the Fillmore. It was recorded, I think, in 2006 and then released later that year at in California, San Francisco. But yeah, since now all the records, Leitmotif, El Cielo, Catch Without Arms, and of course Pariah, the Parrot to Delusion, and the most recent record, which is now a decade ago, Chuckles and Mr. Squeezy, all are on vinyl, including now this. I mean, they had a couple EPs, Orphan, Conscious, before Leitmotif came out. And the other one they could, at some point, maybe release is they had a demo called Coquette, which has a lot of songs that were written during the Catch Without Arms period that didn't make it onto the album. One of them was a B-side, which is probably my favorite of that period that didn't make Catch Without Arms, Uplifting News. But I don't know what it is about this particular, because I remember I did Albums of the Year. That was like the first year I really did like an official list. I did one in 2005, but 2006 I kind of consider the first year. And this was in my top 5. I usually don't put live albums on here, but this has Stone by Stone also, which was not a song off of... it wasn't released off of Catch Without Arms, but then it was on like an iTunes B-side, or was an iTunes track you could buy. But it also has the Warbler, I believe, and also the Ornament, which segued. And of course, on Chuckles and Mr. Squeezy, they released the Ornament. They were the full version of it. But yeah, I mean, they're a terrific live band. Woe Is Me's on here. Let's see here, Triangle. Of course, Bug Eyes. The Warbler's actually first on here, which I don't remember if the original CD had that first. It might have. It's the first track on side A. Let's see here, The Canyon behind here, Yadahazi. Doesn't look like Of the Room, Walk in the Park. Doesn't look like... Not That Simple. That's the one. That's a favorite track off of Catch Without Arms. But yeah, this is from the Catch Without Arms period, so if you really love Catch Without Arms, as you can see. And let me just go get the poster that they included in the version I got. Find it. Right here. Yep. And it's kind of signed, scribbled from that show specifically. I may back up and it won't be able to be seen by all the members of Dredge, you know, Gavin, Dino, Drew, and Mark. But yeah, this was originally, the show was on like May, I want to say May something, 2006, May 11th, yeah, May 11th, 2006. So, all right. So among the other vinyl I have here that goes back a while, I did find a copy of this album. I remember it was at Agarda Records. I don't know, when we went there for some of the records my wife wanted. I can tell the date. Here's the receipt, if I have the receipt here. This is on, oh wait, this goes back to June 26th, but I don't think I've done a video since then. So this is Crimson Glory's, and it might be a reissue, but their second record from, I want to say 88, Transcendence. In fact, Jake Rue just did a feature of 88, and I was mentioning in my top 5 from that year. But Crimson Glory, who was an 80s sort of prog metal, early power metal, yeah, they're prog metal. The singer Midnight had a vocal style that was similar to Jeff Tate of Queensryche, but he had his own style at the same time. But this, I really like Crimson Glory. When I started getting into prog metal in the 90s, they were one of the bands recommended to me that I actually did enjoy. And this album, you know, they have 3 or 4 official albums. They have the self-titled album, and then this, Transcendence, and then I want to say Astronomica. They may have 4, but I'm not sure all of them were with Midnight. But Midnight unfortunately passed away in the mid-2000s, early 2000s, because I did a tribute for the Prog Power USA Festival to him. But Lady of Winter, Painted Skies, the title track, those were kind of the go-tos. And Lonely. I always think of that for various reasons as a go-to song. But I think, yeah, this was music on vinyl, so it was reissued. I'd love to get a first pressing of this, but anyway, Crimson Glory. If you like Queensryche, or you like Savatage, or you like Fate's Warning, or even Dream Theater, definitely this is the go-to record initially, certainly for them. Let's see, and then I have one more vinyl record to show. I must have bought this at Agarda the same day. This is the Warpaint album, Heads Up. I think it's Heads Up, yeah. Which is, I think, their last one, which came out in like 2014 or 15. Maybe it was 16. I can't remember which. Let's see if I can find the year on this. 2016 was the year I got married. But I didn't like the self-titled that much, even though I have it. But this album I liked more. And they're supposedly putting on a new album. I'm surprised I didn't buy it, but man, maybe I did buy it and showed it. I don't remember. But look at it. It's like a pink. Not like the pink Honorary Astronaut record, but it's like more like an off-pink album. This is the album that has New Song, which got some radio play. But yeah, Warpaint, I guess we've been working on new music. I mean, the members have done other things, solo music. Jenny Lee Lindbergh, I know, did. But so the second record, side 3 and 4 are just standard black. But well, interesting. It kind of correlates with the color scheme of the artwork to an extent. So anyway, Warpaint, the best all-female band in my mind, at least going on right now. And here's the insert I didn't even show. That came with like a poster or something like that. Heads Up. I mean, I remember in 2016 I had it on my list. I want to say it was probably in the top 10 or 15 records. It wasn't in the top 5, but after the self-titled album, I didn't really care for that much. This was a great comeback to me. So one other thing I'm going to show in this video is I got this book as a gift from a friend of my wife's for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. Jeff Buckley's the anniversary tribute to Grace, 25 years of Grace, which I've not spent that much time paging through it, but I did look in the back and I did see one mention of one Jimmy Necco of the band Hours. This came out, I think, in 2018 or early 2019. It's not a brand new book. It was maybe 19. But I saw it when I was at Barnes & Noble a few months ago, or back in the summer. And anyway, yeah, I love Grace, although I've come to conclude that his best music was going to be coming forward, and the demos on Sketches I actually even prefer at times. But I still do love Grace, and this is a great sort of visual and anecdotal workings of that record, which has been well chronicled by him and a lot of the, on video and other write-ups and stuff like that. But still being a Jeff Buckley fan, it's good to have. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching. I will be making some more videos later today, and hopefully more in the future. I got some ideas. So, thanks.